Welcome to another episode of Building Babellion. This is episode 10, and today's guest is Gabe.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I guess we can just jump right into it. Why do you love doing architecture?
So, I just love drawing and solving different kinds of problems. And architecture is basically a combination of those two things. The other day I took a look at my sketchbook and I was like, damn, I'm gonna do this. Like, this is my job. Like, I just draw buildings and I make different kinds of drawings, and it's great. I absolutely loved it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you always been interested in architecture, or did you kind of find it when you got to college?
No, I've kind of always been interested. So my dad is an architect, and when I was a kid, I'd ask him if I could go to work with him, and it was always the funnest thing ever. So he's a big influence on that. So yeah, I've always kind of known I wanted to do architecture. I'm not really good at anything else either, because I'm not that good at science, or I'm good at math, which was great for architecture, but yeah.
Yeah. What is your kind of like process when you're starting like a new project? Like, how do you kind of get started, I guess?
So you look at the first thing I do is I look at the site where the building is located, and like different environmental factors, like which side has the best view, like where the sun is coming in, like different temperatures for the location. Then I take a look at like what is needed in the building. Like for example, if it's like a daycare center or something, you have like different facilities you would need, and cater to the kids and the other people that are using the building, stuff like that. And yeah.
What kind of like environmental like factors do you take in that would like kind of dictate?
Solar orientation, like where the sun would be at a given point in time, like the seasons, depending where it is, it has like different seasons. It could be like a hot, humid climate, or temperate climate, hot, dry climate, stuff like that.
What is your like dream location to build a building? Like, if you could choose anywhere in the world, where would you want to?
Anywhere in the world?
Like design and build a building.
Probably somewhere like Japan or something, bro.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Actually, the assignment I'm doing right now is I have to do like a sauna in a remote volcanic area in Japan, which that is like the craziest thing. I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity to do that like in my career. So designing that right now in class is crazy.
That sounds like that would be difficult to design, like
honestly it wasn't that super hard, because it's like a very intense climate, and it is a sauna, so it's not like a super complicated design process or different facilities. It's not that complicated, to be honest, but it's like a dream location, and it's crazy.
What about Japan that makes it such like a
I don't know,
dream
so
spot?
Like I watch a lot of anime, and I have a lot of like Japanese like I don't know, I admire the Japanese culture a lot, and like there's a bit of everything when it comes to like different kinds of environment and like seasons in Japan. Like you could go up north and it's completely different from if you go like down south. It's so yeah.
That's so crazy. A little side note, what's your favorite anime that you like watching?
So favorite anime?
Yeah.
I have no idea, bro.
Or
Yes, I do. One Piece. One Piece is my favorite anime.
Oh, that's so cool.
Of all time, One Piece. Hands down.
Are there any animes that you're currently watching?
So I'm actually watching One Piece right now. The new episode drops tonight, 10 p.m. But I'm also watching That Time I Got Reincarnated into a Slime.
I never heard of that one before.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. I know the name is long. Like you kind of get caught off guard because of the name, but it's crazy. It's so good.
What is that one about?
So it's basically this dude, just like an everyday dude. The show starts off like he dies, and this crazy stuff happens like at the time of his death. Like, oh, I wish this would happen. Like in my life, I wish that would happen, and like all the things he thought like come into life, in a whole other like universe, and he just is reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, that's so
like
interesting. I wonder how that idea like ever like got.
I know,
formed.
right? Like how would you even come up with such a thing?
That's so crazy.
Yeah. What animes are you watching? If you watch anime.
Okay, so Janet's probably going to meme on me a little bit for this one, but I've been trying to get, or I'm currently watching Naruto, but I'm so bad at watching it because like it's so good, but like it takes me a while to like watch it, or I'm like so like.
It's a long one too.
Yeah,
it's a long one too.
Yeah,
it's like what 300, 700. Yeah, I watched that beginning to end.
Really?
Like
all the fillers and all.
No, fuck the fillers. Wait, can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay, fuck the fillers.
Yo, I'm all about the fillers.
No, especially Naruto fillers are so like, I don't know, they're kind of, they don't hit. No way.
I guess kind of bringing it back into the architecture kind of topic, but so architecture is kind of looked upon kind of like as mathematical and kind of like comes down to statistical, but it not very shown as like artsy, quote unquote. What are some like aspects in architecture that can be viewed as like artistic?
So it's actually it's not debate. It's like it depends on the mentality of like any architect, because one architect can say, architecture is like purely artistic. Another could say it's purely like physics. And I know Frank Gehry said, like one of his friends said, architecture is like plumbing, which is so not what it is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But to me, like architecture is like a balance between like art and physics. So you need physics to like make your art come to life. So I guess like every aspect of architecture you could challenge it in an artistic way.
That's so cool. What's like your favorite part about architecture that's kind of like artsy, I guess?
Probably you can literally do whatever, not whatever you want, but you can basically do whatever you want. Like you have like a vision for something that wants to be something that you want to build. You can make it whatever you want, like no exaggeration. You could do absolutely whatever you want, as long as physics is in your favor, I guess.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you enjoy the creative side of architecture more than the analytical side?
I think I do. Yeah, I enjoy both, but I definitely do enjoy more the artistic side, because it's where you express yourself. Everyone likes to express themselves. Like even you guys are doing this podcast. You guys are film majors, you guys are creatives, you love doing that, and I love to draw and make different things with like structures and stuff.
You're kind of talking about this before the podcast started, but like what is your dream building? Because we kind of talked about like your dream location to build, but what is your like dream building to make?
So I don't have like a dream type of building. I kind of want to like explore absolutely everything, like every type of building I can design. I wanna explore it before I can say I wanna build this type of building. I wanna focus on this type of building, or yeah, I kind of wanna explore every aspect I can before I can decide like on a specific type of structure that I would want to build and stuff like that.
That's really cool. When you were a freshman, were you intimidated by the studio atmosphere and working those long hours? Because I remember, like, in freshman year, you would just be in the studio for, like, hours on end. And I just, always wondered how you were
freshman
able
year
to do
actually
that.
has, like, the record of, like, me staying the most at studio. It's been, like, it was, like, 17 and a half hours straight in studio.
Damn, what the hell?
It was crazy. But I wasn't really intimidated by it. I was really excited because I've never, like, it was and how can I say it? It's like an ambience, a really friendly like environment. Like you can talk to each other, like to your other classmates. It's a really like open and safe environment. It's really cool. But I wasn't really intimidated by it. I was more so like excited.
Okay.
Like I really wanted to get started.
Mm-hmm.
But when the long hours came in and there was a time I was like, what am I doing? Why is this taking me forever? But I guess that's like the struggle of like every like beginning architecture major. That's every architecture major has thought, why the hell am I doing this? Like, why am I here so long for like just a building? but yeah, I was mostly excited more than intimidated.
Oh, that's so awesome. How were you able to like endure such long hours? Because I can't imagine like staying in one place for like 17 and a half hours.
Time just flies by. You won't like, I remember there were nights that I would average like 8 hour like work nights, and it didn't even feel like 8 hours. It felt like 4 maybe. But it wasn't. I was having fun. So I guess time flies when you are having fun.
Yeah, that's so like cool to.
Cliche and cheesy. I just said that. It's crazy.
You know what? We welcome cheesy.
We welcome.
The cheesier, the better. But like, that's so like cool to hear and interesting to like hear about someone's passion, or like you love architecture that much, because I can relate it to like editing and stuff, and like being in the studio. Like I can picture myself just like huddled like editing for that long.
Exactly. Like if you love doing it, then you don't even think about how much time it would take to do it, unless it's like 20 hours or something like that. But you said that the workload kind of decreased a little bit. How often are you kind of working? So it's not that it decreased. So it's basically due to COVID, because like COVID actually made things a lot easier for me. I don't know if that's how everyone else sees it, but it was like, so studio was virtual, and you wouldn't have to make like physical models and stuff like that, where physical models is basically like, I think part of freshman year was like, I don't know, like 40% of studio time building physical models. And since all of that was eliminated, it was just like virtual, like in Rhino, which is the program we use to like make 3D buildings. It was the workload just like almost cut in half for me. But yeah, the concepts have been getting like way more like advanced. But the time it takes to actually like complete something, I think, has like diminished due to COVID. But if it wasn't due to COVID, it would be like exactly the same as freshman, or even harder.
Dang. I guess that kind of is a good like segue into kind of how has like COVID affected your college experience, other than kind of like limiting your workflow by like actually going in and like doing the physical.
So it's actually made my life kind of easier, just because I wasn't forced to go into the studio and like complete this like physical model do this like a given day. Or COVID just made everything kind of like a lot easier, and a lot easier to like hand in due dates and stuff like that. It's not like like I said, the concepts and like the different things we factor into design got complicated, and it like was stacking up the different things we had to put into our design. But the workload and the time it took to actually do those things was like cut.
Dang.
But you can see it as a good or bad thing. I see it as a good thing because I have like a lot less stress now because of that. And yeah, but I don't think everyone would see it that way.
Yeah. I kind of relate to that too, with kind of just being on Zoom and stuff, because it kind of stress, and like I feel like teachers were more like kind of lenient with like exams and stuff and like actual work. Like they gave us like extensions and stuff. And
yeah, they were really understanding for in my case. Like every professor I've had, thank God, has been really cool and really understanding. I know it's not the case for everyone, but I guess I got lucky.
I did too. How did the space / like work flow the last couple years like kind of grow on you? Like how were you able to, I guess, what was your kind of mindset in freshman year, like doing those long hours comparatively to, I guess COVID like affected it, but like let's say that you were still working those 8-hour nights and then up to like 17 and a half hours, kind of how, I guess, your mindset kind of changed on that? So
in freshman year, I would have, like I said, like my record was like 17 and a half hours, but it was just like, it was for a pavilion, which is, a pavilion is basically like a building that it doesn't have to have like a purpose. You can, it's just like, it's a building where you can just go and like appreciate the architecture itself rather than it having like a purpose. Like it's not like a, I don't know, like it's not like a school or any facility or whatever. So in freshman year, it was a lot of projects that didn't really have to do with buildings at all. It was more like learning how to like do form and like design for design's sake, rather than like applying your design to solve a problem. So throughout the years, not throughout the years, since freshman year, it hasn't really shifted much the way I think about architecture and stuff like that, just because I've had a lot of exposure to it since I was a kid, because my dad. But it's since freshman, it's the projects we do are now more serious, and it's expected for us to like have a really good design for like with a purpose, rather when in freshman year it was like designing just to establish like your style, maybe, or
kind of like the basics in a way.
Yeah, it was like the very basics. So we didn't start focusing on like buildings like that until like last year, maybe. So all of freshman year was just like form making basically. And
what was your favorite project that you worked on so far while at Temple?
So it's actually the one I'm working on right now. So I'm working on the sauna that I told you about in Japan, and this remote area. It's like the coolest thing ever. That's the one I'm working on right now. Like I just finished the design, and I have to like come up with the cool ways to like showcase it, like different kinds of drawings for it and stuff like that. But other than that one, there's a building I designed for, it was a daycare center, like here on Broad Street.
Oh, okay.
So we had to choose a nonprofit, and you could choose your own. There were like a daycare centers. They were place to take care of, I forget the word, where old people go to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like retirement home.
Yeah, something like that. So a bunch of different nonprofits, and you would have to design a building that would favor them and their mission, and what they do. So I designed a daycare center where, like, for kindergartners to go after school and stuff like that. So that was probably my favorite.
Oh, that's so
project cool. After like the one I'm doing right now.
When you were a little kid, like, I guess kind of what was like your experience like going to work with your dad?
So my dad he's an architect and a contractor. So before I was born, he was like way more in the architecture side of things. He's still a practicing architect, a great architect, but he's not more focused, but he dedicates more of his time to like construction, stuff like that. So most of my time, like going to work with my dad, it was like just like him supervising like construction sites, and I would see like the relationship he would have with like their different kind of builders and the ideas he would like the ideas he wanted to like convey to these people so they would like complete what he had envisioned and stuff like that. It was just a really great environment. It was really fun just watching him work. Yeah, it was great.
How long were you like kind of going with him? Like, was it like throughout like?
So it wasn't that much.
Oh, okay.
So when I say sometimes I would ask him if I could go to work with him. It wasn't that much.
Oh, okay.
It was like maybe 3 times a year, stuff like that.
What is your routine when starting to work on a project and then throughout the rest of the project? Like, how do you kind of, I guess, get started on actually working?
So like I said earlier, I take into account like environmental factors and like the seasons and stuff like that. So that's the first thing. Then like what the person or the client for that building would want, and also taking into account what I think is best for the kind of space that is needed for the kind of building that he wants, and also taking into account what the client wants, because that's who's paying for the building basically. And yeah,
I guess because I think I kind of already asked that earlier, but I guess like more of like the mathematical side, like how do you kind of
right now, where I am right now, I'm a junior. Just started my structures class. When we are designing like a building, when I'm designing the sauna right now, we don't really take into account like physics and like the mathematical side of it. That's like I think we're doing that maybe next semester, next year. But we can't like create these unrealistic designs like way out there. We don't really take into much account the mathematical side yet. I know it's coming, and I know it's gonna be hell, because structures for now it's kind of easy, but I know it's about to get real.
What influence do you have on, or what influences do you have, if any, while like creating a structure? Like, do you look upon other architecture?
Yeah, so depending on what I am designing, like for example, this sauna right now, I've had to look for like precedents, and precedents is basically like taking examples from other buildings with like the same kind of concept maybe, or the same kind of building that you are trying to make. Like you look for those and like different factors that maybe this building has, you would want to key into your design. Like taking different ideas from different buildings, depending on what you're doing right now, like depending on the project that you are working on.
Next question would be, why did you decide to come to Temple?
They gave me most money. Because I got into a lot of good schools, but they really did not help me out like at all. Like it was cool I got in, but if they don't give me like the money I need to like study there, then there's no point in me getting in anyways, you know. So Temple was really like the most that helped me out in that way. And I was between Temple, LSU, Yikes. And another one. And another one. But I visited Temple, and I was going to visit the other ones, but I visited Temple, and this is the one. I love the campus. But yeah, the main reason was because of the money, basically.
That's a very good reason. College is way too expensive. Like,
yeah, bro. No way.
What do you like about Temple's campus that kind of stood out to you comparatively?
Bro, so the first thing that really made an impression was the library. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Like me, like coming into Temple as a aspiring architect and then seeing the library was really impressive. And like campus life itself, I really like the vibes that I got from from Temple. And I think it was like the kinds of buildings they were starting to like build, because Morgan is kind of new. I saw the view and I loved it. The library, it could use a bit of green space, I would say. Use a bit more green.
Yeah, the
bell tower area.
Yeah, that's like one of the first things that I kind of like thought of when coming to Temple. Like, there's not that much green space around here.
Yeah, I heard they were gonna tear down the old library. Not the old library. Yeah, the old library. Mm-hmm. They're gonna tear down the old library to make like more green. Like right in front of Tyler, it would be like all green stuff like that. But I don't know what's happening with that.
That would be crazy, because that would be like so much.
Right? Like, it would be so compared to right now, it'd be so big.
That would be like double what we have at least,
bro. And like in between classes, like I would take naps like in whatever green we have. So if it were like way bigger, it would be crazy. Everyone would walk their dog, play frisbee and stuff like that.
That's so cool. What do you think of the new building that Temple just built? I think is that like right across from the beach. It's like that kind of where you can like go on top of like the roof area.
Oh yeah. I've only been there once. It looks really cool.
I forget the name of it.
Yeah, it's like above Richie's, right?
Yeah.
Like on top of Richie's and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's like you can. It's like bleachers and like a dining areas with like umbrellas and stuff. Is there something in the middle? I've only gone there once.
I think it's just like a grass area.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I didn't even realize this, but like the building sorry, I got the hiccups. But the building be like under it or like next to it or whatever. It's like they just built that, and it's like kind of. It gives off like the Charles Library vibes. Yeah. Kind of the entrance.
Oh, the diagonal thing.
Yeah.
I don't really go by there a lot, so I haven't seen it a lot. Mm-hmm. But when it was under construction, it looked like it was gonna be really cool. And I did go once, but I don't really remember.
Yeah. Well, for like the building inside of it, I've only seen a picture. I never realized it until like Temple posted something. But I've only been on like the top part once because I just wanted to do like a zoom outside. Mm-hmm. And it was like so calming and stuff, and just like the atmosphere, it's like kind of relaxed and stuff.
I mean, you got outside right here.
That is very true.
You walk like 5 blocks, 6 blocks to
but like
outdoor Zoom meeting.
Sometimes this like roof deck gets like so like heated. Hot.
I have a black shirt on. Like,
bro, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I guess kind of like the last kind of thing about the Temple buildings. What is your like favorite building on the Temple campus?
Favorite building on Temple?
If you have one.
So if I would say the library, I would get some hate because there's a lot of controversy with the new library.
Why?
Because I'm not really sure what the arguments are, but it's so expensive, so unnecessary, and like it's more of like I don't know, because people say it's not really even a library because you get all your books from this machine. You've seen that machine, right? Like, it's crazy. Yeah. But there's a lot of controversy with the with the library. So and I wouldn't even. I would say the library. Yeah, that would be my favorite building. The way and design aspect. Yeah, it would be the library.
Honestly, that would be my favorite too.
And next to that, probably like the view.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the view, the big red one.
It's like right next to Vantage or near Vantage.
Yeah, it's like Vantage. Yeah. It's like diagonal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually been inside of the view before.
It's all right. The interior is all right.
Yeah.
It has a cool gym. But it's just cool. I really like the exterior, like the poles, not the poles, the columns they made, the diagonal ones, and the like the cladding on it, the red shit on it.
Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah. I had like some experience with like buildings and stuff because my dad, he's a project manager, but he like designs buildings as well, or like floor plans or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like geeking out the new library. I'm like, Dad, I have to like have like tour you around and like show you the place, because he was like,
bro, he would freak out if he saw a library. I don't go that often anymore because I live a bit far off campus, but every time I go, I try to go to like the third floor. Where there's this big like circular window like overseeing the lobby. That's probably like my favorite place to work, in the library. You should take them there and take them to like the machine, grabbing the books and stuff like that. That's huge.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, it's so massive.
It's like 5 stories high, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
But like the first time I went in there and I looked out like that glass like window, I was like, holy crap, this is like.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And like the weird study area with the computers and
stuff. I guess what is your favorite building in Philly or Philadelphia?
In Philly?
Yeah, if you have one at all.
Favorite building in Philly?
I honestly don't know the names of most of like the bigger buildings.
I don't know. Cause like I don't really go into the city much.
Yeah.
Or cool skyscrapers. We can see the skyscrapers right now. Favorite building in Philly? That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I don't know.
Mine is just like, because it's become like a funny like joke, is like kind of, we call it the quote unquote like jewel building, but it's like the building that's like has that one like light up like thing that kind of looks like a jewel.
Do you know exactly what you're talking about? Yeah, the jewel building with that one little like column.
Yeah,
bro, I think that's an elevator. I don't know though. Yeah,
I want to go.
So funny you call it the jewel building.
Yeah, I want to go up on it, but like every time I like give it that description, like people immediately know what like I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you were talking about right now. Like the jewel. Yeah. Which one you're talking about?
I guess kind of moving topics a little bit. What other art forms are you interested in? Like kind of music. We kind of talked about anime earlier, but like what are
I like all kinds of art. So I love music. So music for me is like, I said this to my roommate yesterday. I wish I could do music just to like for fun. I wouldn't even want to post it or anything like that. Yeah. It's more of like it's like meditating. Listening to music is like meditation. But I took up painting like that COVID summer. Yeah. I made like 3 paintings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, they were like all abstract, but unintentionally. It was like oil maybe. Yeah, it was oil. So cool. On canvas. So I took up painting, music. I love graphic design. Literally, my family is filled with like artists. My grandpa, he's a great artist. He mostly uses charcoal. Oh, that's so cool. My brother is a painter and a DJ. My other brother is like this underground rapper back home.
Dang.
We all love to draw.
Yeah. What is kind of like the common theme amongst your family that you mainly kind of see if there is a thing that you guys like draw, or is it kind of all over the place?
Yeah, it's like a all-encompassing art. Does that make sense? What I just said?
Yeah.
I have no clue. So like we all are into like different kinds of art. Me and my dad are most similar because he's an architect and we draw basically the same kinds of things. But my brother, he has this like super crazy trippy art. Like he like all kinds of art. He does a lot of graphic design. Like he does a lot of painting on canvas, and I think he's done a mural stuff. Like it's very diverse. Art family, maybe.
That's so cool. What does your grandpa
so he's not really he's a dentist.
Yeah.
But in his free time he paints pictures of like family members, like and what did I say it was? In charcoal. It's crazy. Is it charcoal because it's like it colors too?
I think it's charcoal. Are you talking? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's charcoal, but it's...
If he saw this, he would be so disappointed. My mom is probably screaming at me right now.
The comment section's like blowing up.
Yeah, no, but he goes crazy. Like so my favorite movie when I was like 6 was Spirit. You know that movie, the horse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was my favorite movie as a kid, and he painted he made like the dude on top of the horse with this like mountain in the back. It was beautiful. I still have it in my room today.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Oh, that's so
he's a great artist. He's a great artist. So I think we all get our artist side from him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
that's so cool. I guess kind of last few questions or last couple of questions to kind of wrap this podcast up, but so you're from Puerto Rico.
I'm from Puerto Rico. That's why sometimes I struggle finding words.
That's okay. Your English is perfect.
Thank you.
But I guess living in Puerto Rico, what is like kind of the comparison living in Puerto Rico comparatively to living in the States?
Bro, we have no cold back home. So right now it's like hot today, but yesterday it was freezing. I always ask my roommates, dog, it's cold right now, right?
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? It's so nice right now.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's fucking not. This is cold. But other than that, just kind of like everything is different. Just like the overall vibe, the overall like ambience is like a super relaxed, chill place. A lot of the only beach here is in New Jersey.
Yeah,
like the closest one.
Yeah
Bro, so back home I always try to go to as much beaches as I can, because I always know that when I'm back home it'll be for like a couple of months and stuff. So I always try to enjoy myself going to the beach and stuff like that. But I think every aspect of life is different back home. Maybe that's just my perspective, because I've lived there like all my life.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, I was when you were like posting like stories to like Snapchat or like to like the group chat, I was like so jealous because like it was during the summer. I'm like, dang, I just want to be like poolside.
You can talk to Brendan. He'll probably come to Puerto Rico for a third time.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. He was in PR the other day. I was like, what? Bro, it's like the middle of the semester. What are you doing?
I was literally thinking that he goes to fucking like Puerto Rico so many times.
Bro, I'm so flattered he loves it. Bro, of course he would love it. But yeah, you guys you gotta pull up to PR, bro.
Yeah, we should.
Like a boat or something, bro.
I want to go so badly. It looks so nice.
You would absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm so jelly. I thought I had a couple more, but I guess we can just wrap this podcast up now. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so honored to be the 10th episode. I got 1-0 on me. Yeah, thank you so much.
Before I guess we wrap up, do you have anything to plug? Or anything in mind? I should have asked this in the beginning of the podcast. I'm sorry.
Anything to plug? This is my brother's T-shirt, go follow my brother. I don't really have anything to plug for myself. Just keep the fam. Plug in the fam. Mosshead Art, just go follow. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, thank you for coming on. You're a great guest.
Thank you.